The market is splitting into winners and casualties of the same AI story. Nvidia is up more than 4.5%, holding above its old all-time high on 114 million shares because SpaceX committed to building its orbital AI computers exclusively on Nvidia hardware. Alphabet is the casualty. Four of Google's most legendary engineers, led by Jeff Dean, are leaving to start their own company. DeepMind's chief is stepping back from day-to-day command, and the stock is down over 4%. Its worst day in more than a year, still sliding hours after the news. The wider tape is rotating rather than retreating. The Dow set a record high. Gold posted its biggest one-day jump since February on hopes of an Iran deal cooling inflation, and nearly $5 billion flowed into the Nasdaq 100 fund in a day. Inside this book, Amazon is the lone position, 4.5% underwater, and past the line where the automatic stop takes over. The hunt list runs Nvidia first with its buy trigger armed and closing in, Meta second, Microsoft third, and Alphabet at the back of the queue until the market votes the brain drain survivable. Equity sits at $5,079.99, down $105.48 or 2.03% on the day, and that drawdown has eaten into the cushion but not the mandate. The account is still 96.2% deployed, so the pain is mostly in the open Amazon book, not in idle cash. Amazon holds 18 shares at a $271.56 last, worth $4,888.08, with an unrealized loss of $232.74 that sits 2.6% above the synthetic stop at $278.80. Since the last briefing, there were no fills, and the engine stood pat, refusing to cut or add into the drift. Nvidia tops the decision board at priority 5, with Meta at 4, Microsoft at 3, Google at 2, and Oracle at 1, but the single position rule means a new long must displace Amazon first. The circuit breaker meter reads 2.03% of 5% used, so buying remains allowed, yet the engine chose not to act. Lifetime realized is $312.84 over 5 round trips at a 60% win rate, which frames today's loss as noise within a modest edge, with cash at $191.91 and the board ranking Nvidia highest. The next hours hinge on whether that top signal overrides the existing Amazon exposure. Nvidia owns the tape and the trigger is closing in. The stock trades near 222, up more than 4.5% on 114 million shares, holding cleanly above its old all-time high rather than fading, because SpaceX will build its orbital AI computers exclusively on Nvidia's Vera Rubin platform. Dan Ives summed up the buying. Investors are buying Musk, buying the vision. Meta holds the second spot in the queue, and the case is patience with a live wire attached. The stock trades around 582, off about 1% as it digests Monday's powerful reversal. The day Mark Zuckerberg confirmed Meta is building a real AI cloud business, and the stock swung 5% to reclaim its footing. Microsoft is the book's patient third choice, working through the middle of a reset. The stock trades just under 490, down about 0.5% after touching 498, and the system's momentum gauge has now slipped below its zero line with the fast trend average dipping under the slow one. The machinery's way of saying the pullback is real but shallow. Alphabet took the hardest fundamental punch on the board, and the market is still processing it. Four of Google's most celebrated engineers, Jeff Dean, Sanjay Ghemawat, Oriol Vinyals, and Kwok Lu, are leaving to found their own AI company, and DeepMind chief Demis Hassabis is stepping back from day-to-day operations, handing the Gemini program to CTO Kore Kevachoglu, all while the flagship Gemini model sits unreleased months past its June target. Oracle keeps digesting, trading just above 144, down about 1% as Monday's surge on the Google Cloud partnership continues to settle.